Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about Fortnite Battle Royale's newest update. The first thing added in this update is the new compact SMG. This is the Epic and Legendary SMG, so purple and gold rarity. And it is described as a high capacity fast firing SMG. It is a 23/24 base damage, that's 23 for the Epic and 24 for the Legendary. Most likely a 2 headshot multiplier, so it would be 46 or 48 damage respectively. And a 50 round magazine with a high fire rate. I'm interested to see what high fire rate means because most of the weapons they have described in-game that says high fire rate, like the recent edition of the SMG from last week, is an 11 fire rate. So if it has an 11 fire rate with that damage, this will be a very, 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 very deadly weapon. It uses light ammo, obviously, and it can be found pretty much anywhere on floor loot, chests, supply drop, and vending machines. Anywhere that you can find loot, you can end up finding this weapon. It spawns in each of the slots. So this is an interesting weapon. I'm definitely looking forward to playing with this weapon because the SMG is already insane, and this just seems like a flat upgrade. So it'll be definitely what I'm looking forward to seeing is like the accuracy with this. If it's as accurate as the other SMG, this thing is going to be ridiculously good. The next thing with this update is the birthday event. The main thing with this event is that cake slices can be found around the map, similar to how you find apples or mushrooms. And these actually grant plus 5 HP and shield, so you get both. It's like finding an apple and a mushroom combined. There are 3 birthday challenges that you can complete, and if you complete all these challenges, you will unlock a new emote, a spray, and a birthday cake back bling. And finally, the battle bus and supply drops have been decorated for this event. So this will be a pretty cool event. The birthday cake slices will be pretty good. I already really like finding apples and mushrooms, so this is just combining the two, so it'll be a nice thing to find. The slurp juice was changed in this update, and I think it was buffed in a massive way. Previously, the slurp juice granted 1 HP and 1 shield per second for 25 seconds for a total of 50 points, split between health and shield. Now the slurp just adds 75 points total, and it adds to health first, and then once health is full, it starts adding shield. So for example, if you had 100 HP and you drink a slurp, you would gain 75 shield, and it still grants up 1 point per second, so it would take 75 seconds for the full effect to last, but you would get 75 shield from that. If you were at, say, 50 HP, you would finish off with 100 HP and 25 shield. If you were at 25 HP, you would finish off with 100 HP. So the slurp is much more like variable in how it works, and it largely depends upon how much HP or shield you currently have. But I think this makes it a better item because obviously it has more points to pull from. And if you do have a lot of HP, it'll just go straight to your shield and actually give you a good amount of shield. So I definitely think the slurp juice is better with this update. I don't think I'll be carrying it much. I think most of the time I'll still be carrying my minis. But I could see it being more useful in the duos or squads game mode. And it's going to be something that I'm much happier to find than I was in the past. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to carry it all the time, but if I find it, I'm going to be happier to use it, especially in the early game. Material was changed in this update, and I'm not really too sure what they were doing with this. The starting HP for wood and brick walls were adjusted to match that of metal walls, which is 80 HP. Wood previously was 100, and metal was previously 90, and they are now both 80. So all the walls start at the same HP, which is somewhat interesting because one of the main reasons why people didn't use metal that much was because it had a weak starting point. Wood and brick will still tick up faster, so it has that, but they have the same instant starting rate, so if you are spam building now, like say you're built into a 1x1 and just spam building, every material has the same amount of HP, every material is weak. So I think that's why they went with this change, was just to stop those people, and it says it's just for walls too. It doesn't mention the roofs, the floors, or the stairs. It specifically mentions walls, so I think this was only for walls. And I think their intention behind this was stopping people who just build themselves into a 1x1. Wood's max HP was decreased for walls to 150 from 200. And metal walls got an increased max HP to 500, which was previously 400. And also metal will now take 25 seconds to complete instead of 20. I'm not quite sure why they made these changes to metal. I think it might be because of the RPG, the recent explosive changes. I was destroying people's metal walls, it seemed, with 1 RPG. And I know in the past they had like done something to metal, or maybe it was the RPGs, I don't remember, but they made a change to where it would take 2 RPGs to take out a metal wall. So I think that is why they made this change. If you have a full HP metal wall, that it could withstand 2 RPGs, but I could be wrong on that. I don't work there, but I think that is why they made this change. Because in the past they had done that, and then they recently buffed explosives, and then you could take down metal walls. So I don't know for sure, but I think that's why they made this change. I don't I don't know. It's still going to be really... It's still a lot of HP. I don't know. The difference between 400 and 500 doesn't matter too much to me. Like, I wasn't really spraying out full HP metal walls often with ARs. But I don't know. Maybe you were. I think this is mainly just a combat RPG spam. And make it to where it'll take 2 RPGs instead of 1 to take down a full HP metal wall. And metal will now take 25 seconds to complete instead of 20. So they did make it take longer to complete. But it does have more HP now. And I think these changes do make it more likely that metal will be used, since the main negative of metal was the starting HP, and now wood and brick have that same starting HP. Like I said before, wood and brick will still tick up faster, so they'll reach their max HP before metal does, but metal has like a much higher total. So yeah, metal does seem more effective. Obviously, it is harder to find. I'm not going to go around and farm metal. I'm still probably going to play the same way, but it is more effective for those players, I guess. There were some changes to the storm, and I actually really like these changes. Basically, they just speed up gameplay. There will be less wait time between the zones in most cases, and I have these changes on screen so you can read them, but that's basically the gist of it. It's just less time in between each storm, and then I think one of the storms has a faster shrink time. But it's mostly the wait time in between is reduced. And it's not massively reduced, it's just slightly reduced. I think this will just make the games go faster overall, like I said. It's not as fast as Blitz, but it is faster. And as someone who loved Blitz, I am in favor of these changes. Let me know what you think of these changes down in the comments. I'm eager to hear what people think, but I think most people will agree with these changes made to the storm. 2 minor things to note. Pickaxe damage to player-built structures was changed in this update to be 75 base damage and 150 damage if you hit the crit spot. So with the new HP of wooden walls, you could 2-hit a wooden wall if you don't hit the crit spot. I don't think you can hit the crit spot in your first attack. Maybe you can. I'm not really sure if you just happen to get lucky. But if that's the case, you could 1-hit it because they reduced it from 200 to 150. So you could 2-hit wooden walls with a pickaxe. This is going to make it much harder to spike trap people, I feel like. And then also, I think you could maybe also 2-hit a brick wall if you hit like 1 normal and then 1 critical. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure you could. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if brick... No, you couldn't. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, you could 2-hit wooden walls, which is kind of absurd. The next thing in this patch is that they improved the handling of collision when building pieces are placed right on top of a player, and it is more likely for the players to be removed. I'm not sure 100% what this means, but what I think this means is if you ramp over somebody, it's more likely to force them down rather than allowing them to jump through the ramp. That's what I interpret this to mean, but I could be wrong. I also think it's less likely in this case for you to fall through your own ramp. I don't know if you've ever had the instance where like someone's in a 1x1 with you and you try to ramp out and then like your ramp is like kind of like transparent and not fully built because they're stopping it. But I think this would allow you to actually get out. So this should be, if I'm interpreting this correctly, this should be an improvement to building, and it should make it to where people are less likely to jump through your stuff. But like I said, I don't know 100% if that's what this means, but I'm really hoping that's what it means. Next, supply drops were changed in a big way. First, the hand cannon, the dual pistols, and the silence pistol were removed from the loot pool for the supply drop. And then the spawn rate of some items were adjusted, but I'll just put these changes on screen so you can read them for yourself. There's nothing too drastic in my opinion, but I think it'll make it worthwhile to go for drops because those items are removed and because some of the other things got increased drops rates. The way you get traps, it looks like launch pads, you're very likely to get a launch pad out of a supply drop, which is pretty good, especially if you aren't near the storm. You could, especially if you aren't near the zone and you hear a supply drop coming, you could go for that and hope you get a launch pad. So I do think supply drops are more valuable now. I'm still not going to go for them unless I'm really desperate for something or like I have a really easy path to get it. But I do think this changes make supply drops more valuable, as they should be, because you do take a risk in getting them. The next thing in this update is that the playground mode is back with a few changes. There's a lot of minor changes to spawn rates and things like that. Basically, they just increase the amount of loot you get by a lot. They added a bunch of supply drops onto the map. All these changes kind of boil down to either getting you into combat faster by reducing the spawn timer or like allowing you to drop faster with skydiving, or more loot. The biggest change with this new playground mode, though, is that they added teams, so you'll have aim assist on players of the opposing team, and you'll be able to edit their building. You won't be able to edit opposing teams' building. So if me and you are in a 1v1 and we had the team set up properly, I wouldn't be able to edit your building. So the fights will play out much more like they would in an actual match. I know a lot of people complained that you could edit people's buildings that you weren't supposed to be able to edit. So these changes are good. I definitely think the playground mode will be improved with these changes. I still don't think I'm going to play it much, but for the people who do enjoy playing the playground mode, it's going to be a better game mode overall. And I think that's going to be it for this update, guys. Those are the major changes. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to give it a like, rating, and subscribe if you would like to see more. I do live stream Fortnite Battle Royale every single day. I hope you found this video helpful. Comment down below what you think of this update, and I'll see you guys another time.